When was the last time Biden got applause like this?
And I do believe our teachers do God's work. They teach other people's children, and God knows we don't pay them enough.
As a Reddit atheist, I'm renouncing my support for Kamala Harris.
Joe's legacy of accomplishment over his entire career and over the past 3.5 years is unmatched in modern history. In one term, think about it, in one term as president, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who served 2 terms in office. And I know we are all deeply, deeply grateful for his continuing service to our nation.
What a claim. It is the prerogative of the last thing that that Kamala Harris wants is any perceived friction during the transition from Biden to her. As the keep in mind, these are like basically unprecedented circumstances. The idea of like getting this late into a campaign and then suddenly switching off to the VP while the sitting president is still alive, it is a genuinely like wild happening. So I think that she's probably concerned like there cannot be any perception of Biden's bitterness. It can't, they don't want it to feel like Biden has been ousted and she has been put in his place. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that she would be glazing the fuck out of him.
But Donald Trump wants to take our country backward. He and his extreme Project 2025 agenda will...
Bringing this up too, this was one of the biggest failings from Biden in the debate. The fact that he never brought up Project 2025. I don't think you guys understand just how insane it is that that got leaked. I have no idea what the Heritage Foundation was thinking ever listing that publicly. That shit should have been on like burn on like reception paper. Like they should have been like all kneeling to read from one document that got thrown in a fireplace afterwards. It's literally a 700-page "This is our evil mastermind plan" document with policies on it that like 4% of Americans agree with, you know? It's literally like, here is the evil we will do. We will just 900 pages. Here is how we will destroy the country, you know? It's crazy. A lot of people still don't know about Project 2025. It's public on their website. I know! It's insane! Honestly, my guess is that they thought it was the only way, the Heritage Foundation thought it was the only way to get the Trump administration's attention. I don't know. It's crazy. One way or another. They need to bring attention to it.
They intend to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back then to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of younger people in my audience might not know this, but up until the Obama administration, if you could have health insurance and go to a doctor to get coverage or treatment, and the insurance company would just deny your claim, even though you had the insurance, because they were like, oh, well, there are wrong things with your body. Your body's wrong. It's a bad body. So we're not going to help you. And then you just like die in poverty. That was the plan. As bad as Obamacare is, the fact that they can no longer deny coverage based on pre-existing conditions is massive. And remember, Donald Trump tried to get rid of it. The only reason we still have it, the only reason you guys aren't getting denied healthcare coverage claims on the basis of the pre-existing condition of you being a Vaush viewer, aka mentally deficient, is because John McCain, in his final act as a living human being, stood up and was like, I do not vote to repeal it. Ugh. And then he died.
We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back. We're not going back.
I actually really like "we're not going back" as a campaign slogan, by the way. This is my bias, of course, because I'm in that energized left-leaning demographic, but it's a really big umbrella. You don't have to subscribe to the belief that Kamala Harris is the perfect candidate to get behind it. You know what I mean? All you have to do is not like Trump. It's centering the message is centering like it's like aggressive, it's oppositional, you know. It implies a lot. I like it a lot. It's not like the Hillary Clinton America's already great bullshit.
Generations of America's generations, and we have to remember this, the shoulders on which we stand, generations of Americans before us led the fight for freedom. And now, Wisconsin, the baton is in our hands.
I do worry that, like, even though Biden was legitimately on the precipice of death and Donald Trump has been slurring his words for decades now, I worry now that because of Biden, every time Kamala ever slips up in anything, which every human being alive does, all of us are going to go like, ooh, like PTSD. We're like dogs that have been taken from the shelter and we hear like a car door slam outside, you know, like, yeah, it scares me too, because then I think like, oh no, and then you remember, wait, literally everyone misspeak. Wait, I misspeak constantly. It's like I'm not cognitively deficient, as far as you know, and I misspeak constantly. I gotta wean off a little bit. You know, Biden is gone. They put him out the shed, I assume.
Passes a law to restore reproductive freedoms as President of the United States, I will sign it into law.
Yeah, she doesn't come across as smug at all. It's a huge difference. Hillary Clinton came across as so self-centered. I'm with her, you know, being the like, what are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you, you know? Hillary Clinton just came off as so entitled and smug, and Kamala Harris comes across as, I think she could be like condescending when she's talking to or about Trump, but I don't think she comes across as condescending generally.
We have doors to knock on, we have phone calls to make, we have voters to register, and we have an election to win.
Sheesh.
Do we believe in the promise of America? To fight for it. And when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
The winds have shifted. It is indeed commencing. The energy is crazy, man. Why do you think Kamala Harris's public speaking is different now? I know you weren't a fan of her older speech. I mean, it's 4 years have passed. Honestly, she might have just locked in. I don't know. People can change in 4 years. I'm not so cynical as to believe that everything is like a pre-planned script. I got the Biden disease. Pre-planned scripted, like, you know, oh, we had a focus group talk about how she should talk and she listened. You know, it could just be she's locking in, you know? I would respect that. I respect the idea of someone just locking the fuck in, of someone waking up and going like, all right, there are two paths before me right now. Either I could wilt in the, you know, I can wilt in the shade or prosper in the sun, and I'm going to charge headlong into the sun. I will not stop my charge until I make contact with the solar winds, you know, until I am engulfed. Is this what hope and enthusiasm feels like? This is what Biden and the DNC establishment had been robbing from you for years. Republicans feel this way all the time when they think about Trump, because Trump is capable of energizing his base, giving them a clear plan and a vision, giving them a message to focus on, you know? Having anything at all to believe in, even if it's a concession, as Kamala Harris absolutely is from a socialist perspective, is infinitely better than just, you know, all right, I guess it's gonna be Biden.